What's going on? It's your boy Gabe. We're back again with another video. I'm here to talk about who needs the win more at WrestleMania. Who needs to win more, between Cody and John Cena. And my answer, I think Cody Rhodes needs this win way more than John Cena does. Because he's the one with something that has something to prove to the fans, and to the WWE, And plus, he would make history because, think about it. If he beats John Cena at WrestleMania, then he can go down as the one and only guy that can say he beat the two biggest superstars of all time, John Cena and Roman Reigns, at WrestleMania in the main event. Think about it. That's history making for Cody Rhodes right there. That would just elevate him to go even further up as one of the GOATs of all time, Because he's the top man right now. But think about it. The fact that you can say you beat both John Cena and Roman Reigns, the two biggest superstars of all time, at WrestleMania, that's a huge accomplishment right there. That'll elevate him more to the top as one of the greatest of all times himself, Cody Rhodes. So I think that's why Cody Rhodes needs to win more, because he's trying to make history. He's trying to elevate him. They're trying to make him even more popular. Like, he is popular right now, but they want to elevate him to the very, very top, And I'm okay with that, That's fine. But a lot of people don't want to see that. They're saying that he's just a John Cena wannabe and all that. I don't think he is. He just has a lot of similarities to John Cena. That's why they picked him as the top guy, because they see a lot of John Cena in him. Only difference is that he wears a suit instead of jeans, shorts, and baseball cap, and t-shirt. And plus, their in-ring wrestling ability is completely different, So I do see the only similarities I see from him and like John Cena is the fact that he's a huge baby face who's loved by the fans. He has a lot of fans who are kids. He does the Make-A-Wish, and he has good storylines. So Cody Rhodes winning wouldn't just elevate him to become one of the greatest of all time, but I feel like there's more story to tell with Cody Rhodes. But the thing is, though, we want other people to hold the belt. He's been a champion for a whole year now. Think about it, a whole year. How much longer can he hold the belt until people start getting tired of it? People have been tired of it for a while now. I didn't even think he was gonna hold the belt this long, but he has. But the problem is, there's much more story to tell with Cody Rhodes' championship. Because there's the whole Randy Orton storyline. Because remember, the original plan was Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the belt for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, but it got changed when Randy got injured. So that was the original plans. What else you have? You have Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. The trilogy match. Because Roman Reigns technically is still owed a rematch, because he never got his rematch after he lost last year. So he still owes. And plus, we're trying to see between those two who is the actual, top guy in the company between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, So you have that. So there's still story to tell left with Cody Rhodes as champ, but the problem is those stories should have been, they should have been already done already, so that Cody could lose the belt, But yeah, that's why I think Cody needs to win more, because the more accomplishments you have in your career by beating all these GOATs, all these Hall of Famers, all these legends, all these big champions, the more you're going to be on the top of the list of, greatest of all times, because he's not up there yet with the guys like Stone Cold and Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, He's getting there, but I think he'll get there if he beats John Cena at WrestleMania, It just sucks, though, because, if he does win, a lot of fans are going to turn on him, because let's be honest, dude, I really do see Cody Rhodes getting booed the hell out of that arena at WrestleMania. Not full-blown booed, but there's going to be a big portion of fans who are going to boo him, and those fans are, old-school wrestling fans. They're the John Cena fans, or they're the John Cena haters that hated Cena for many years, but they would rather have him win because they think Cody Rhodes is an even bigger terrible baby face in their eyes, because they've hated Cena for so many years because, he was pushed to the top real fast, he was always beating all these other superstars, right? But now that he's leaving, those fans are cheering for Cena. They don't really like Cena, but they would rather have him win over Cody Rhodes, And then there's gonna be some fans who are gonna be cheering Cody too. These are the new school fans, the younger fans. This, like I said, Cody Rhodes is today's John Cena for those fans. The new fans. Or it could just be 50-50. Half the crowd's gonna be cheering Cena, and then the other half's gonna be cheering Cody Rhodes. It's gonna be split down the middle. Or they could just end up full blowing booing John Cena the entire time. Maybe he could come out and he's gonna get booed the entire time. Mostly because he's a heel, and his whole job is to be the biggest heel in the company, and he's doing a good job. Like, he's getting booed, but it's John Cena, dude. The guy, he's the GOAT. It's kind of hard for us to boo him at this point of his career because it's they turned him heel too late. Like I said, bro, this is it's stupid that they turned him heel because we're not gonna boo him, not because he's saying mean things about us, but because he's too much of a likable guy at this stage of his career to boo. So I'm really curious to see how the crowd's gonna be for the main event between Cena and Cody. Is it going to be split down the middle, half Cody fans versus half Cena fans, or is Cody literally going to get booed out the building because, they see it as, he's taking John Cena's spot? Like, okay, but y'all did the same thing to John Cena when he was a new guy coming up. Y'all booed him when he went against guys like the top guys at the time, like Triple H and Shawn Michaels and The Rock. They booed Cena because he beat all three of them and he took over. Now that he's the one in that position leaving, now y'all want to cheer him. No, hell no, it don't work like that. Y'all didn't cheer him back then when he wanted to become the next top guy. Now that he's leaving, now y'all want to cheer him. You see what I'm saying? Nobody can call me that. I've been a huge John Cena fan from the moment I started watching wrestling back in 2010. And I've never booed him since. The problem is, even though I want him to break the record, he's going against my top favorite right now, Cody Rhodes. Like I said, I really see a lot of John Cena in Cody Rhodes, and that's why I like him so much because, he just reminds me a lot of John Cena, But the problem is that I want Cena to break the record, because it'd be nice to see my favorite of all time break the record, and now people have no choice but to call him the GOAT because he proved it by beating the top guy and winning his 17th World Championship. But most importantly, I want him to break the record so that he can have one last good WWE Championship run with good stories, good feuds, good matches for his last and final year in his farewell tour. Think about it. You can look back and say, man, John Cena had a good title reign for his last final year. And the question is, will he turn babyface during that championship run? We don't know yet. But why does John Cena need to win? What's his reasoning? It's simple, just to break the record and to go on to have one last good title reign. But what's more important? Cena breaking the record and becoming the GOAT, or Cody Rhodes retaining his championship, beating the GOAT at WrestleMania, and elevating himself as a bigger name in the company, and going on to carry this company for the next 10 years after John Cena leaves, Because to be honest, what's more important is, making sure this company is set with the top guy carrying the company for the next decade after John Cena leaves. That's more important, So that's why I think Cody needs to win more. But from a storyline standpoint, it makes more sense if John Cena wins because he just turned heel, and him turning heel only to lose his first match as a heel would be so stupid. It would just kill his momentum as a heel, and it'll make this heel turn, for nothing. So, like I said, this is a very unpredictable match between Cody and Cena. As far as in-ring goes, like John Cena's 47 years old. He hasn't been wrestling full-time in I don't know how long already. He did pretty good in the Elimination Chamber. He looked like he was able to keep up, but then again, he was going against CM Punk, who's around his age as well. So he wasn't going to. He did go against Seth Rollins. He did pretty good too. So I don't know. Like I'm really hoping that. I'm not expecting a 5-star classic from these two due to Cena's age, but I'm just hoping that the match at least is somewhat something we can look back to. And like maybe they have some good spots, Like for example, Sorry, I was doing something. So they need to have some good, in order for this match to at least be, memorable, because we know it's not going to be a 5-star in terms of in ring, but at least have some good spots in the match to where you can look back and be like, oh shoot. So let's see. We need a super attitude adjustment from the top rope, and we need at least 2 of them. From John Cena to Cody Rhodes. Where he delivers the attitude adjustment from the top rope. Because those are some pretty good moves, from the top rope from Cena, because it makes you think, oh man, Cody's gonna lose, because he's beaten superstars in the past with the super attitude adjustment. So, I would like to see the super attitude adjustment from the top rope delivered to Cody Rhodes. And with Cody Rhodes, I want him to hit 3 crossroads, right? Because he'll hit a crossroads and then 1, 2, 3, that's it, right? But he needs to hit a triple crossroads, like hit 1, don't let go, hit a second one, keep holding on, and then hit a third one, and then go for the pin. 1, 2, and then boom, Cena kicks out at 2.5, right? After getting hit with 3 crossroads. But think about how crazy the crowd's gonna go when Cena kicks out of the 3rd crossroads. He's going to kick out. It's basically like the whole Hulk Hogan and The Rock situation. The Rock hit Hulk Hogan with the rock bottom. And just as before the refs counted to 3, Hulk Hogan kicked out, right? And the fans went crazy because he kicked out. I'm not sure if he kicked out of 3 rock bottoms, but he kicked out, right? And the fans went crazy. They're like, that's right. He's still fighting, Like he was hulking up, He was like, hell no, I'm not going down that easy and shit. So imagine the pop that Cena's going to get when he kicks out of 3 crossroads, right? He gets out because this is it's basically like that. We're in that situation with Cena and Cody. He kicks out and the fans are going crazy. They're saying Cena, even though he's a heel. They need to have something like that. What else? Let's see what else. Since John Cena is a heel, let's say he does his comeback, right? He hits the 2 shoulder tackles, the side slam and all that, and then he's about to go for the 5-knuckle shuffle, right? And then the fans are he's about to go for the 5-knuckle shuffle, right? But since he's a heel, and John Cena's whole story is to not give the fans what they want, right? They all got their hands up ready to do the "You Can't See Me" with Cena, only for John Cena to trick it and be like, nope, I ain't doing that. That's not me no more. And then the fans just boo him, because that'd be a good way to get people to boo Cena again if he comes out getting cheered, So that'd be a good spot. What else? Yeah, I can't really think of anything else in terms of in ring for them to do special to be a memorable match, because Cena's 47, guys. I don't know. He might surprise us though, because he's a heel, so heels in-ring ability is completely different than a face's in-ring ability. So yeah, I'm really curious to see how John Cena's gonna wrestle as a heel, So but yeah, those are my thoughts, on who needs to win more. I said, I think Cody needs to win more to, get himself more to the top of the GOAT category, where John Cena is just, simple, plain and simple, break the record and win his 17th World Championship. So, but again, from a storyline standpoint, I think Cena it makes more sense winning. Yeah, so those are my thoughts. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like these type of videos. I enjoy doing them. So yeah, I'm out. Peace.